Cues with the Beauts. Cues with the Beauts. I've now committed so hard to this bit that
You
I
really
can't change it. So that's how I intro this every time. So
yeah, and Fred's not even here to tease you about
Fred's
it. So
not here. No, sorry.
Well, you
Fred.
yelled at us last time because we didn't say anything. So what do you want from us? Do you want encouragement? Do you want silence? Do you want your time to shine? Just tell us what you need.
I don't know because I feel so cheesy, but also I'm like, I kind of like it. It's
that's
my thing.
what we do
Again,
here. Yeah.
Committed to the bit. The bit's the big deal. So producer Fred is out this week. He's off doing other work things, whatever. No big deal.
Who knows?
Who knows? So we have just 2 questions to answer. Alexis and I will take turns. First question, I'll toss it to you, Alexis. This comes from Dan B. Which division rival are you happier to not see on the schedule this season? The Winnipeg Jets or the Chicago Blackhawks?
This is a really tough one for me. I know I say that, take a shot every time I say this is a really tough one when I answer a question. I listen back to stuff. I'm like, why do I say that so much? Like, just say an answer.
Just so classic Minnesota trying to be too
classic.
Nice about it.
Yeah. I'm always in between trying to be nice. I would say that if you would have asked me this question like 5 or 6 years ago, I would have been devastated to not be playing against the Chicago Blackhawks because I hated them. I loved that rivalry. And like, it was just so much fun anytime the Wild played against them. Now the Blackhawks, even though they're like playing a little bit better, yada, yada, yada. I would say they're in a rebuild, right? They've kind of admitted to a rebuild. It looks like a rebuild. If it talks like a duck,
you can't not call it a rebuild.
Yeah, whatever. So they don't seem as like formidable of a foe as they used to be. And so for that, I would probably say Winnipeg. And part of the reason for that too is just like being at the X when the Wild play Winnipeg fans travel so well. And so that game is always rocking, like being up in the press box and seeing everyone's screaming and they're like, everyone's yelling at each other. And just like when Winnipeg scores, as annoying as it is, all of the fans are cheering. Like it's a fun matchup anytime they're in town. And so for that reason, I would probably say that at this point in time, I'm more upset to not be playing against Winnipeg than Chicago. What about you, Jesse?
I mean, you answered that wrong. Who are you happier to not see?
Happier to not see. God. Well,
so I guess in your turn, though, I mean, to be fair, because you're right,
then.
I would say Chicago too, because I love seeing Winnipeg.
I would rather see Winnipeg.
They're definitely the tougher challenge. So if you look at it just strictly from a wins-loss perspective, absolutely, you'd be happier to not see Winnipeg because they're going to be the ones that are the most challenging. Chicago probably going to get a win at this juncture in time. But I would agree with you. It's a love-hate thing because sure, they're a tougher opponent, but those games are so much fun. Like I love the rivalry that's really transcended there, due in large part to the way that Winnipeg travels, which is compared to North Dakota traveling for their college hockey team, right? Like,
and they played them more recently in the playoffs as well. So like that lives like more fresh in my mind, where it's like the Wild were playing the Chicago Blackhawks in the playoffs for several years in a row. And then now the most recent team we've seen is Winnipeg. So that even builds to the animosity and the rivalry.
Exactly. There. So again, wins-loss perspective, I'm happy to not see them. But I'm bummed to not see them. So take that for what it is. But that was a fun question. Good question,
talk about
Dan
Minnesota
B.
answers, Jesse. You little in between.
I know. All right, you go.
All right. From Alex F. The most important question of Cues with the Beauts for today. How many kindergartners fully bent on destruction do you think you could fight off at once, Jesse?
125.
Oh, you thought about this.
If the way that I push my own children off of me, I like am picturing this and how many times I could multiply
You're
that
just
by.
doing like one of these.
Just,
like
I mean, my legs are powerful. I could be like a little bull and I would just... they don't stand a chance. I will feel no sympathy because I mean, if they're hell bent on destruction, they're gonna annoy the shit out of me.
That is a very important discrepancy in the question.
Yes, because then they're gonna. I don't have to feel bad about it. Like I'll just I'm knocking kids out left and right. So 125. That's my answer. Alexis, how many can you take?
I don't think I could do that many because I'm very weak. I would say I would maybe say like roughly 60. And again, hellbent 69. Is a very important 69. Thank you. Yeah. Hellbent is a very important discrepancy here because like, I love kids and like when they get all cute and sweet, I'm just like, oh, they're so precious. But I'm like, if they're hellbent on destroying me, they better watch out because I can definitely fend off a handful. Not as many as Jesse. But yeah, I would say maybe between, 60, 75, roughly in that point, but I've never had to, and I hope I never do have to. So I can't know for certain, but that would be my best.
You'll become a grizzled vet one day, you'll get the experience of how terrible children can be. I mean, I love mine. They're great.
She's like, are they listening?
They're listening. They're totally listening. They know. They're always around.
They always know.
That's going to do it for this week's Cues with the Beauts. Cues with the Beauts. Beep, 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 beep. Cues with the Beauts. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss exclusive content like Cues with the Beauts, in addition to other happy hours, breakdowns, previews, all that good stuff. Be sure to subscribe to YouTube and be sure to catch all of that. Check out this week's episode. Dave Mizutani helps us break down the Minnesota Wild and where they at this juncture in the season. So don't miss out on that. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.